Mornings in the Kim family house were never quiet. They were a mix of chaos, laughter, and the sound of someone always looking for something they just had a minute ago. The day started at 6:30 a.m., when Mom's voice echoed from the kitchen, "Breakfast in 10 minutes," which actually meant, "Start moving now or you'll miss it." Dad, who claimed to be an early bird, was usually still half asleep at the table, reading the news on his tablet with one eye open and a cup of coffee in his hand. "You're up early," Mom would say with a smile, even though she knew he wasn't really awake yet. "Mentally, not yet," Dad would reply. Then came Emma, their teenage daughter, stumbling out of her room with messy hair, holding her phone like it was oxygen. "Morning," she'd mumble. "Did you sleep well?" Mom asked cheerfully. "Define sleep," Emma would say, yawning. The youngest, Leo, always had the most energy, bouncing down the stairs like a cartoon character. "Good morning, world," he'd shout. "Too loud," Emma groaned. "Too sleepy," Dad mumbled. "Too late," Mom warned, pointing at the clock. Breakfast was always the same: toast, eggs, juice, and endless chatter. Dad talked about weather forecasts like they were breaking news. Emma complained about school projects, Leo made spaceship sounds with his spoon, and Mom multitasked like a superhero, flipping pancakes while checking everyone's bags. "Did you pack your lunch?" she asked. "Yes," Emma said. "I think." "You think?" Mom raised an eyebrow. Leo proudly held up his lunchbox. "I packed mine. 2 sandwiches, one for me and one for Timmy." "Who's Timmy?" Dad asked seriously. "My new imaginary friend. He likes peanut butter." "Good choice," Dad said, nodding approvingly. After breakfast, the real race began. Emma took forever in the bathroom, making Leo shout, "Hurry up, I'll be late." Dad looked for his keys in every possible wrong place, under newspapers, in the fridge once. No one ever figured out why, and on top of the microwave. "They move on their own," he always said. Mom just rolled her eyes and handed them to him from the counter. By the time everyone left, the house looked like a storm had passed. Cereal on the table, towels on chairs, and a sock mysteriously hanging from the doorknob. Mom sighed, but smiled. Same every day. When the house was finally quiet, Mom sat by the window with her second cup of coffee. She worked from home, typing on her laptop with soft music playing. Around noon, she'd take a break, water the plants, and talk to her favorite one, a little cactus named Sunny. "You're the only one who listens," she'd joke. Meanwhile, Dad was at the office, where his daily routine involved drinking too much coffee, pretending to understand meetings, and sending memes to his coworkers. Team bonding, he called it. Emma was at school, half listening in class, half daydreaming about her favorite drama series. Her best friend Mia sat next to her, whispering jokes during math. "We're doomed," Mia said when the teacher gave a pop quiz. "We were doomed the moment we joined this class," Emma replied. Leo was at elementary school, busy being the class clown. He loved lunchtime the most, sharing stories about Timmy, his invisible friend who travels in space. His teacher, Miss Park, smiled patiently. "Timmy sounds adventurous." "He is," Leo grinned. "He said math is scary." "Smart kid," Emma would have agreed if she heard. When afternoon came, everyone's day had its rhythm. Mom made lunch, simple rice bowls or sandwiches, and listened to her favorite radio show. Dad texted her photos of the office coffee machine whenever it broke. Emma had club activities after school. Today was art club. She sat quietly, painting a sunset that looked nothing like a sunset, but felt right to her. Leo, meanwhile, was learning to ride his bike. The neighborhood kids cheered him on as he wobbled down the street. "No hands!" he shouted, before immediately needing both hands again. By 5:30, the family began returning home one by one. Dad arrived first, kicking off his shoes with a sigh. "Survived another day." "Dinner in 30, Mom called. "Perfect timing," he said, heading straight to the couch. Emma came next, headphones on, singing along to her playlist. "How was school?" Mom asked. "Fine." Emma said automatically. Homework? Later, she said. Leo came in last, muddy shoes and all. I almost flew, he said proudly. You almost what? Mom asked, horrified. On my bike, Leo said quickly. I didn't crash this time. Progress, Dad said. Dinner was everyone's favorite time. The table was always full. Rice, soup, grilled fish, vegetables, and laughter. So, Mom said, what did everyone learn today? That adults drink too much coffee, Emma said. That brothers are loud, Leo said. That teenagers use too much sarcasm, Dad added. That no one listens, Mom said, smiling. After dinner, Dad washed the dishes, his hero duty, as he called it. Emma helped half-heartedly, drying plates while checking her phone. Can you focus for 5 seconds? That's a lot, Emma said. Leo fed the cat, even though they didn't have one. For Timmy, he explained. Evenings in the Kim house were soft and warm. Mom watched her drama series, Dad read his mystery novel, Emma scrolled endlessly, and Leo built Lego towers taller than himself. Around 9 p.m., Mom announced, bedtime. No, Leo protested, just 10 more minutes. That's what you said 10 minutes ago. I meant another 10. No deal, Dad said, picking him up like a superhero carrying a villain. Off to bed. Leo laughed all the way upstairs. Emma stayed up later, pretending to study, but mostly texting her friends. Don't stay up too late, Mom called from her room. I won't, she said, already opening another chat. By 10:30, the house was finally calm. The lights were dim, the air smelled like soft fabric softener, and rain started tapping softly on the roof. Mom and Dad talked quietly before bed, about little things like tomorrow's groceries or Leo's missing shoes. You know, Dad, even with all the noise, I kind of like our mornings. You, Mom teased, the man who hides from the alarm clock. Hey, he said with a grin, it's part of the charm. They laughed softly. In the next room, Emma was still awake watching videos under her blanket. She smiled at an old family photo on her desk, everyone laughing at the dinner table. She thought, maybe being part of this noisy family isn't so bad. Leo was already dreaming, muttering about flying bikes and invisible friends. The house felt alive, not perfect, not quiet, but full of little stories happening all at once. And as the rain fell outside, the Kim family slipped into dreams, ready to start another messy, funny, lovely day again tomorrow.